WNBA Finals struggle for recognition amidst absence of Caitlin Clark. The hope was that after witnessing the electric atmosphere of Game 1 of the WNBA Finals, which proved to be one of the most gripping and exhilarating contests to kick off a championship series across all sports, the conversation surrounding the series would take a turn for the better. Alas, as the saying goes, hope is not a strategy. Throughout the lead-up to the finals, the term strong has been tossed around, but not in reference to the fierce competition between the Liberty and the Lynx on the court. Instead, it has served as a coded remark about the viewership numbers, audience engagement, and playoff ratings that the WNBA saw in what has already been a remarkable season. This so-called strong viewership has become shorthand for decent, an indication that while the ratings are commendable, they pale in comparison to the heights reached during games featuring Caitlin Clark. Comments from various outlets have echoed this sentiment. If below the record-setting levels of Caitlin Clark games, WNBA viewership remains historically strong entering the finals. SportsMediaWatch.com. The NBA playoffs TV ratings holding steady even without Caitlin Clark. Fever. Outback. Despite historic numbers for the WNBA, it can be argued ratings would have been much higher had Clark been playing. FoxNews.com. The NBA ratings have dropped since Caitlin Clark. Fever were eliminated. The New York Post. This oversimplified narrative is not just tedious but also disheartening. It looms over the championship series like a dark cloud, overshadowing the rich tapestry of talent on display. As the story unfolds, expect to hear how every one of the 14 top-rated WNBA games this season featured Clark. And remember how the semifinal showdown between the Aces and the Liberty attracted a mere 929,000 viewers, significantly fewer than the million-plus who tuned in to watch Clark's Fever in the first round against the Sun. Even in comparisons with playoff games, such as the Lynx's round against the Sun, which garnered only approximately 650,000 viewers, it's hard not to feel disappointed. More profound statistics reveal how 20,000 fans flocked to Capital One Arena for Clark's regular season finale against the Mystics, shattering records for attendance at a WNBA regular season game. This is particularly poignant juxtaposed against the attendance of just under 18,000 for Game 1 of the finals. Additionally, on a Friday night with a commanding NFL game airing concurrently, a Fever vs. Lynx matchup boasting Clark still managed to draw about 1.25 million viewers across platforms. What will undoubtedly dominate the narrative is that all games lacking Clark's presence have seen a downturn in viewership. While the playoff and finals ratings remain commendable, there's a consistent undertone suggesting that had Clark participated, the numbers would have skyrocketed. If only she were part of the finals, one can't help but wonder how different the conversation would be. The relentless references to Clark, while grounded in truth, risk overshadowing the broader narrative of the WNBA's evolution and the significance of this year's finals. The context transforms this championship series into something that feels like the finals of those who oppose Caitlin Clark, which does a disservice to everyone involved, including Clark herself. The underlying message suggests that nothing holds real importance unless it ties back to Clark, positioning her as the sole reason for interest in women's professional basketball. Such an approach fosters a divisive mindset within fans who champion a singular player as the linchpin of the sport's sustenance. This narrative isn't overtly discriminatory, but it is layered with biases, be they racial, gender-related, or recency-based. The obsession with Clark mirrors the way that pop culture icons can overshadow entire sports, reminiscent of Taylor Swift's recent influence over the NFL. It unfortunately eclipses recognition for other formidable players like the Lynx's Courtney Williams and the Liberty's Nafisa Collier, not to mention the impactful duo of Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu in shaping WNBA history. Numbers and popularity certainly have their place in the discussion. However, they often fail to encapsulate the full picture or the more pressing narratives at play. The 2024 WNBA Finals have undeniably provided one of the most riveting, engaging, and dramatic openings to a championship series imaginable. Absence of viewership in the millions should never define this moment. Ultimately, while the Caitlin Clark phenomenon is undeniable, it's crucial to remember that she isn't, and shouldn't be portrayed as, the sole figure defining women's basketball. Even she would likely acknowledge that, whether her supporters choose to accept it or not. Taylor Swift fans side with Caitlin Clark after Angel Reese interviews Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend. Caitlin Clark may have just won over more Taylor Swift fans than Kamala Harris has. And Clark didn't have to ask for any of it. A viral resurfacing of a social media post Clark made when she was in college has sent a horde of aggressive new fans her way. In fact, it has made her the latest worshipped ally of the Swift Army. Clark originally made the post right after Swift went public with her relationship with Kansas City Chiefs star tight end Travis Kelce in September 2023. Clark welcomed Swift to the Chiefs fan family in the post. Taylor Swift, welcome to the good side, Clark wrote September 24, 2023, in a post on X with the hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. Clark has said she is a lifelong Chiefs fan, having grown up in suburban Iowa.